I got you.
5 4 3 2 1 1 2 3 4 5. We're live. Okay, so we're back. We're live on all channels. This is
Word.
Ted Hicks from
Yes,
Late Night
sir.
Parents. Ways to show follow us at latenightparents.com. Gentlemen, as usual, glad to have you here. Um, we have Brian TX, who is remote right now, mobile, whatever you want to call it. No picture, but his mic is hot. We JoJo, Mr. B, what's going on?
Good man, good.
AKA Triple S.
Yes. I stuck to the nickname. We're wrong with this nickname for a minute. Yes, indeed. Yeah.
Tony D, what's going on, bro?
Riding away, trying to stay out of the grave. How's everybody doing?
I'm good. Good, good, good.
Doing good, doing
Groovy.
good. A lot of questions. I'll start with Tony D.
Yes, sir.
Tony D, you have an Apple phone?
I
Apple
do.
iPhone?
I do.
You like using your Apple iPhone?
With all absolution.
Last MLB season, you liked watching MLB on Friday, on, excuse me, on Friday nights on Apple TV?
I will admit to you, I haven't watched a baseball game on Apple TV yet. Apple TV, the complication I had with it was a lot of the shows before they started making their own TV shows to be subscribed to one of those other cable networks, you had to have cable in the first place, or at least be logged in and paying
Okay.
for it. So I didn't do it. I just started doing Apple TV this year for the most part, and being having one of my slow moments, I decided to go ahead and log into the apps and start watching everything through Apple TV, because if you have Apple and using Apple TV, you're not supposed to be using your data when you're watching anything on it. So any event that I'm watching something through Apple TV, it won't cost me any data. Okay, good. HBO Max, no data charges. Good. So I should be straight. I just haven't jumped on it entirely yet. I did do the Paramount Plus through Apple TV. That's how I watch Picard. And I'm
Okay.
setting everything up now that Power Book 2 Ghost started back up. Killing it. I'm up on BMF. I'm up on Snowfall. Dangerous episode last night. Dangerous episode of Snowfall last night. But I think Apple TV, I think it's smart what they're doing. They should have been doing this because Netflix has been killing the game without having to hook up to nobody. Apple TV should have been doing the same. They have been creating those shows ever since the illness rating of the world was kicking in. So I have nothing against them. I just haven't watched anything entirely up there like I should be as an Apple customer. I admit that.
JoJo, are you an Apple iPhone or are you Team Samsung or Team Android?
I am team Android, Samsung. Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yeah, so we have what is it? The that like free app type thing, but most of my stuff as far as sports goes, I'm on ESPN. You know the deal.
Facts.
Yeah,
We know
I'm
the
on
vibe.
ESPN. Yeah. There's all
Brian,
ESPN stuff.
Yes, sir.
Team Samsung, Team Apple.
13 Pro, baby.
What,
I
Say it
have
again?
the iPhone. I have the iPhone 13 Pro.
okay,
Yeah.
got it. So I am also Team Apple. So for 3 of the 4 of us, Apple wants us to pay for something that used to be free. I'm not happy.
And that would be
That would be Major League Baseball on Friday nights. Last season, it was given to you for free. All you had to do is have an Apple ID. Now, no longer free, and they want their $7 a month. I
for Major
just
League
don't
Baseball.
know if Apple TV is worth $7 a month, even though I did enjoy the morning show and Ted Lasso.
So this is just for Major League Baseball. That's it. Mike Patton was good.
Hey,
Mike
hey.
Patton, what's going on?
Mike.
This is just for baseball, correct?
Well, no, it's $7 a month for all their content, not including MLS. But baseball was free last season.
Not including MLS would be a red flag to me because that's going to be the biggest thing that they have customers off of, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yes.
Major League Soccer is the biggest sport on the planet.
Yep.
Globally, yes. In the Americas, it's like what, number 5 or
Probably 2 or 3.
Number 4.
Is it number 4?
Yeah, because after that, then it's hockey.
Okay.
So
it's like
how would you feel? How would you feel if you have a company that's valuation is more than a couple of $1 trillion trying to pull money out of your pocket after they gave you something that was free in the previous year?
We're going through that with Netflix.
Pro, or you con, or you for, or you against it? What's your take?
We went through it with Netflix.
Was Netflix ever free at any point?
I'm trying to think. I know they're raising prices.
Netflix is like $20 a month now.
Yeah, when I first signed up, for Netflix a few years ago, I remember I was paying $8 a month.
Yeah, about a decade ago.
And then now, I'm just because I'm at the point now, like I hardly watch anything on Netflix now, so I'm thinking about canceling it. But however, though, I got to catch up on Stranger Things, and then I'm out.
Okay.
But mainly though, I've been watching like the Apple TV. I honestly, the only thing I've ever saw on Apple TV was season 1 and 2 of C, and that was about it. As far as like baseball goes, I normally watch it on Fox Sports 1 or ESPN. So I have no issue watching the baseball games on that. But yeah, it was the same thing like with the NFL Network when before I went on iPhone, I was all Android, but when I got on the promo where because at the time I think if I'm not mistaken, it was like the Droid X2. I went ahead and got renewed my contract, and I had the NFL Network for free for 2 years. But then after that, like NFL Network started charging, and I'm just kind of like, well, I'd rather just go ahead and just turn on the cable and just watch it on cable versus watching it on my phone. So yeah, I understand that sentiment with Apple TV and watching the baseball game. So yeah, I just tune it out. But mainly the only thing like live streaming wise that I would watch would be Amazon Prime TV.
And it's crazy because everything you watch through Apple TV already has its own Apple platform. So the first thing I used to think is, why would I get it? When they already have something you can watch it on.
Joe, you got the final thoughts on this?
Yeah, man, that's kind of a big deal, man. MLB, but no soccer. And a lot of these streaming services are coughing up money. If I gotta throw something, sidebar real quick, The Zone first came out at $9.99.
Yes.
Then it became $19.99.
Out of nowhere, like in a puff of smoke.
So what, ESPN Zone?
Huh?
ESPN Zone?
Nah, The Zone. It's a strip
Zone. Okay.
Now it's $24.99.
Get out of here.
A year membership is now $229, I think it is, or $200 something. Yeah, for a year membership.
So I think I kind of know the answer. When you subscribe to The Zone, Joe, do you get the global version of The Zone or you get the US version of it?
It's somewhat. I say somewhat somewhat U.S., somewhat global, because there's a lot of stuff that's in there that's involved. But I think you might have to pay a little bit more for some of the other stuff that's there. But they give you a decent amount of things there, though. Yeah.
Like, are you seeing soccer from the other side of the world?
Somewhat.
Okay.
But you know what I think that has a lot to do with, though? That has a lot to do with the boxing and the folks that they have put on under the boxing regime there for the zone. I think that's what that has to do with. And the losses made in 2020. I think that's what that has to do with. Because you got Canelo boy over there, 350 million, and AJ over there for I say he collecting the bag. But
don't get me started on AJ.
Yeah, so that's the situation there.
Cool.
Yeah.
But Mike Patton says he chimed in. He said the Apple isn't worth it. He also said he interviewed Danielle Smith today and interviewing Potter tomorrow. This Potter is the first Black woman neurologist resident in Vanderbilt's 148-year history.
That's Danielle Smith. Wasn't that the ball player for the Jazz?
Potter?
For Danielle Smith. I think he's played for the Utah Jazz.
Possibly. I'm sure he'll chime in.
That's crazy.
Oh, it's an American journalist.
Yeah, neurology resident, man. 148-year history. That's big.
Daniel Marshall's going to pick him up. My apologies.
Nah, no problem.
Yeah,
Daniel Marshall. Brian, you can't see this. Today there was a statement from Donald J. Trump, the 45th president of the United States of America. And it reads as follows. Now that Ron DeSanctimonious is finally admitting he's in the race by beginning to fight back, and now that his polls have crashed, so he has no other choice, let me explain the facts. He is, for a Republican, an average governor. He got 1.2 million less votes in Florida than me. He fought for massive cuts in Social Security and Medicare and wanted Social Security minimum age to be raised to 70 years old or more. He's a disciple of Paul Ryan and did whatever Ryan told him to do. Florida has been successful for many years, long before I put Ron there. It's amazing what ocean and sunshine will do. Surprise. Ron was a big lockout governor on the China virus, sealing all beaches and everything else for an extended period of time. Was third worst in the nation for COVID-19 deaths, losing 86,000 plus people. Third worst for total number of cases, over 7.5 million. Other Republican governors did much better than Ron, and because I allowed them this freedom, never closed their states. Remember, I left that decision up to the governors for COVID death rates per state. Ron, as governor of Florida, did worse than New York in education. Florida ranks among the worst in the country, and on crime statistics, Florida ranked third most in murder, third most in rape, third worst in aggravated assault. For 2022, Jacksonville was ranked as one of the top 25 major crime cities in the country, and Tampa and Orlando not doing much better. On education, Florida ranks number 39 in health and safety in the country, number 50 in affordability, and number 30 in education and childcare. Hardly greatness there. The fact, Ron is an average governor, but the best by far in the country in one category, public relations, where he easily ranks number one, but it is all a mirage. Just look at the facts and figures. they don't lie, and don't want Ron as our president. What was up with that takedown, Brian?
You know,
Yeah,
I mean,
Brian.
like the whole name calling, the sanctimonious, but the thing about it is, like with Trump, like, give it up, dude. I mean, I probably speak on most people that are independent voters, and then for those that are like pro-Republican or pro-Democrat or whatever, but let's all be honest. We want to see a fresh young face in the office, do we not?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Now then, and I've said this many, many, many a times, I could deal with a DeSantis crazy versus a Trump crazy. Now, the only thing with DeSantis, like that, on some things I don't agree with, but most of the stuff I'm like, yeah, I'll roll with that because that's common sense and we're not losing our minds over this subject, but apparently people on the other side, they're all for it, which I'm just kind of like, whatever. But overall, I think like with Trump, he just, for some odd reason, has to stay relevant. But then again, he does have a huge loyal fan base. So now, as far as like the stats go, I think like other states are far worse than what Florida has. I mean, I know Florida is probably up there, but I think New York, California, Oregon, I think their crime rate is way higher than Florida's, if I'm not mistaken. But
Florida was up there because Jacksonville is bad. We know this.
Yeah.
If you have family down
like,
there, you know this.
check.
Yeah, if you know anybody from Florida, and I got family in Jacksonville, and I got friends in Jacksonville, they were like, "Man, don't come down here." Because I thought
like
about
in New
moving
Orleans,
down
don't come to New Orleans.
Yeah, they was like, "Do not move down here." I thought about moving down there about 5-6 years ago. They were like, "Nah, don't. It's ridiculous." I said, "Okay, yeah, New Orleans is on another level." We talked about that about a couple weeks ago. I'm glad we ain't go, Brian.
Yeah, I know, right?
We was working that bad. We was gonna make that happen.
Nah.
We was gonna make that. We was gonna go down there and chill the hell out. Man, we might have had to beat somebody's ass on the streets. I'm sorry.
I know, right? Yeah, we were like talking about like staring like at the Harris Hotel and Casino, and it just kind of, whatever else was reasonable. But then now all the other stuff coming out post COVID, it's like, yeah, I think Vegas is a safe bet, or we could go to Biloxi. That might be a safer bet.
Yeah, because ain't nobody down there. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But overall, though, like, I need a younger, fresher face. Whether it be like DeSantis, Kerry Lake, great. DeSantis, Tulsi Gabbard, great. But I gotta have a fresh face.
So are you okay with finally moving on from Trump?
I never was in Trump camp to begin with. I mean, I was like, I never once said like, yeah, Trump 20. Nah, I was just like, yeah, I voted for the guy, but I'm not all like knee deep in like, yeah, Trump, baby. Nah, none of that. Nah. But I mean,
okay.
but like in the midterm, I mean, Ron DeSantis with 3 natural disasters still pulled off a victory, and Arizona is still kind of So, but the fact that obviously DeSantis is doing right because you got people all of the spectrum that live down in Florida, they're all praising DeSantis for what he's done.
So, Brian, from a national perspective, do you feel, now from a national, not local, do you get the feeling that DeSantis is like an Obama 2.0 from a national perspective? As being a fresh face. There's a lot of hesitation there.
No, that's a good question.
It is. As a fresh face, I agree with that.
Yeah.
But I think, but the thing about it is, though, the difference between DeSantis and Obama, DeSantis would actually put his foot down.
Okay.
Yeah,
guys, any thoughts on
DeSantis would put his foot down?
Guys, any thoughts on the question about from a national perspective? Do you agree or do you disagree with DeSantis being compared to Obama 07 going into the election for 08?
No, he is a pardon me. He is a fresh face, a younger guy. And he has his fan base, you know what I mean? He has voters. Voters will be willing to vote for him. He's done some things that while some people look and go, during 2020, during the pandemic, some people question his moves. But some of the things he kind of did kind of helped in a way over there. But a lot of people kind of looked at him kind of crazy. But if you're going to pick between him and Trump, man, that's a tall hill for him to climb. That's a tall hill for him to climb. Even though, people say what they're going to say about Trump. If he's going to battle Trump, that's a tall hill to climb, man. That's all I'll say about that.
So you can't, and the thing about it is, too, DeSantis is Italian. So we can have
say it again, Tony?
Hang on, Brian. He ain't going to beat Trump. Hang that up. I'll go on record as saying if he beats Trump, I'll be impressed. Because
you'll be impressed.
I'll be impressed if he beats Trump. Trump's fan base is too strong and too ready for him to come back.
And you got a lot of
talking as supporters. Not a lot of people be like, you must support him. You must like him. You talk about it all the time. I pay attention. You got your mind made up, but you still got to pay attention to what's going on.
Yeah.
These folks want him back.
And his
made money under him.
That's what it is.
They want that back. What he talked about wasn't the issue. It was what was being done that put money in your pockets. And the first thing he said, his biggest campaign promise, stop sending our money out and us not getting a return on
it. And also, too, what was a good selling point was that he goes, your jobs ain't going nowhere. Your jobs are staying here in America.
Yep.
Did they?
From what I understand, from like all the other like lower income states, like they still retain their jobs because most of the companies have gone overseas. But now they were back. I think after a year Trump was in office.
A lot of jobs came back, but a lot of these teleworkers got to go back to work, and some of them also lost their jobs.
Yeah.
I don't think the people are paying attention to the trend of you made money up under him, but right at the end of his presidency, a lot of that money was lost. Gone.
And then also to your point, like Google and all these other companies did massive layoffs because like somebody on independent media covered it where they said like because of the whole inflation, that's why they had to lay off all these people. But they said, they were like saying, yeah, but within the last few years, we were doing great. Okay, last few years, you were under Trump. So you guys were doing great under Trump, but then now you got you had to do massive layoffs. And that's like Twitter, other than Twitter, but
Twitter, Google, Silicon Valley Bank. Yeah, a lot of them. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, but yeah, you're right. Under Trump, people made money.
Yes.
You are correct.
And that's where it's at. Can we make money under? Which president can we make money up under? That's who we want in office.
Okay.
That's what it's coming down to.
Yep.
Next question. Next statement. Joe, can you run point on this? You shared privately with us in a group chat. You were the first one to mention Tekashi 6ix9ine catching a bad one in LA Fitness.
Yeah.
What was the deal?
Well, two unknown people at the time walked into the LA Fitness where one Tekashi 6ix9ine was working out at. TMZ pulled video from the surveillance camera today. As you can see, one of these guys was outside waiting for his buddy. His buddy came in. Both of them stormed right through the LA Fitness. The homegirl at the desk asked him questions. The guys turned back, replied to her. She just sat there. She just stood there, calm. Dudes beeline right to where he was. Caught him lacking with his training shorts and his bubble jacket, whatever, and proceeded to beat him up. They stomped him out. They hit him up. From what we see in some of the videos, it was pretty much a couple stomps and some punches, but it probably was a lot worse because he was already on the floor by the time the camera hit him. Whatever. He got up. One of the guys was like, "Yo, I'm a big fan," and he was like, "Oh, you a fan, but you beat me up. Y'all jumped in." He's like, "I ain't got nothing to do with that." Tekashi left. Some guy went with him. I guess that was his security or his bodyguard, somebody. But one of these guys, according to the story, one of these guys was locked up for like 8 years in a prison and just recently came out. No idea what exactly happened. If one of these guys knew Tekashi, did they put a hit on Tekashi or whatever? But Tekashi was talking about he didn't want no. Cause you still have witness. You have witness protection and all that stuff. And according to what they had said, he didn't want no protection and none of that stuff. So this is what ended up happening, and now his lawyer is asking for them to put him under the protection. So yeah, so he got a messed up nose, couple lumps, but he's alright though. It looks like he's alright. Unfortunate, but that's the life people want to try to live, and you can only talk so brave and so tough until somebody gets you. And if you put certain energy in the world, it will come back to get you, man. And unfortunately, that's what happened to young Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Anyone else want to jump in here on Tekashi 6ix9ine? I have nothing to offer.
Who is Tekashi 6ix9ine?
Brian, that's why we love you.
I've been working Look, I know I've been working like long hours, and I don't even know what day of the week it is right now. That's how everything's like a blur right now. It seems like I live under a rock, but honestly, I haven't been paying attention to anything.
The skittle haired rapper. He was a Crip. He became Blood. He was rapping Trey. Was it the Trey Wave? The 9 Trey Bloods. Came to find out that he wasn't really with the Bloods. He was just a
poser,
a source of money for them. So they ran businesses, illegal stuff. They brought firearms and guns through him. He performs. He gets the money. He gives it to them so they can buy the stuff. They kidnapped him. He served a term. He told on his peoples. One of the guys was like his somewhat manager. The guy Treyway, he got arrested, so he's serving time in jail. Found out they had slept with his baby moms and all that stuff while he was locked up and all that. Yeah, it's all messy. But it is what it is.
So okay, so pretty much, if you want to become a rapper, just remember it's dangerous and there's a lot of consequences.
Yeah. As they say, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You know what I mean?
Or is it like, FAFO?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I got nothing. He got jumped. It was ugly. He got paid a lot of money, and apparently that money ain't even enough to protect him. He came out of jail to a $10 million deal. He's still getting jumped in LA Fitness.
LA Fitness.
LA Fitness.
Yeah.
You. Everybody knows who you are. Everybody.
And the thing about it is, though, if an individual or individuals already have that mindset to do harm, they're going to carry it out one way or another.
Yeah.
So, like the whole, just the what if, it's like, no, if their mind's made up to do harm to somebody or other people, they're going to carry it out.
Yeah.
There's no reasoning, no bargaining, no nothing. They're like, that gear's locked in and it ain't getting out of gear.
Nope.
LA Fitness, not Lifetime Fitness. I mean, you would think if you're worth $10 million or more, you would go upscale.
Yeah.
So you go to a club or a gym that other people actually can't get into.
You could get into any type of gym. I mean, there's like small business owners, guys that make pretty good money that work out at 24 Hour Fitness.
Okay.
Anybody could get in anywhere. It don't matter. Unless you're like the president of the United States, then you can't. Then that's the only gym you can't get into if they have a gym there.
True. But it is crazy though. That's so crazy. They caught him. They managed to jump him. Nobody there. And people are gonna keep doing that. They gotta keep snitching where he's at, man.
Yeah.
They keep telling where he's at. That's the craziest part about it.
All right.
Yeah, because
we've done our PSA. We've done our PSA for Tekashi 6ix9ine. It's like, do better. Make better choices.
For real. Make better choices. For real.
Make better choices. Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian, this one's for you.
I want to say this to all the teenagers out there and influencers who think they're just old and out of touch. They're not trying to take their
Maybe not. Let's try this again.
I want to say this to all the teenagers out there and then TikTok influencers who think we're just old and out of touch and don't know what we're talking about, trying to take away favorite app. You may not care that your data is being accessed now, but it will be one day when you do care about it. And here's the real problem. With data comes power. They can choose what you see and how you see it. They can make you believe things that are not true. They can encourage you to engage in behavior that will destroy your life. Even if it is not happening yet, it could in the future. The long-term goal of the Chinese Communist Party is the demise of the American power, and that starts with our youth. At any moment, they could demand that all of TikTok's data be used to design an AI algorithm with the sole purpose of promoting Chinese interests and destroying our society from within. You want to know why why Democrats and Republicans have come together on this? That's why we are so concerned. Thank you, and I yield back.
That has got to be the most solid statement against TikTok I've ever heard.
Yeah, it was even mentioned on Joe Rogan, like, once you agree to terms on TikTok, that TikTok has spread to any app, anything you have on your phone. Pictures, text messages, emails, everything.
Facebook was already doing that for the most part. Twitter was doing that. And Instagram was doing that.
Google too.
Google was doing it. So this is why I don't say anything against them, because others have already been doing it. They just don't like the government that it's going to. Okay, good with that. His statement, phenomenal. Matter of fact, look at his statement and look at what's been on the news for the past couple of days. AI generated pictures.
Yep. Deep fakes.
Now, that's been happening before TikTok was created.
Yeah.
I don't blame TikTok. It may be the most powerful tool they're using, but I don't blame TikTok. They were doing that before TikTok came about.
Yeah.
They really were. Y'all must, man, don't get me started. I like that stance by Mr. Crenshaw. Brian, to go into your aspect of things, I thought he was going to be a shoo-in for president.
Oh, I would love to have him. Him and Tulsi Gabbard, powerhouse.
You and that damn boy.
She in love with Tulsi.
She is a remarkable woman. She is a badass woman, dude.
I'm not saying she's not, but I'm not even going to lie. When we was covering things after the election, when Biden got put in office, me and you was talking about that. Her name was coming up. I see you stuck to it. I got to respect that. I do respect that. I thought Crenshaw was going to be up there.
Oh, people love it. People would actually, like, I was watching. It was like a fireside chat with Brett Weinstein, and he was talking with Dan Crenshaw, and they were doing a poll where, like, a lot of people said, like, even though they don't agree with him on a lot of things, but they do admire his honesty. They do admire, like, overall, like 67% of Americans would vote for him if he ran.
Who, Dan Crenshaw?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of people voted, like, when they did a poll, like, what would be a good powerhouse duo, and the highest voted that people did the poll on was Dan Crenshaw, Tulsi Gabbard.
I could see it. What's the lady that's been popping up a lot? She just talked about reparations a couple of days ago.
She was recently on the God, what's his name? I'll have to send the link to you guys, but she was on the podcast with him. She just recently did it.
Who was that lady? You know what I'm talking about too, don't you?
Carrie
There
Lake?
There was a lady that was. It might have been Carrie Lake. Yeah, she was talking real strong about reparations. All like, oh, that's a new spin right there.
Yeah,
that is a brand new spin.
Carrie Lake from Arizona.
I think that's a blonde hair woman.
Supposedly California.
No.
No, it can't be. It can't be. No. It has to be someone from California.
Let me look.
Talking about California, didn't some people get reparations in California recently?
San Francisco, yeah.
Yeah, if you're
Crazy.
LGBT. You
What?
get reparations if you're LGBT.
Wow.
Or if you actually provide proof that you're a descendant of a slave.
Yeah. Crazy.
If you provide proof.
If you provide proof that you're a descendant of a slave.
Okay.
Yep.
So I think a question, Tony, that a statement that you were making. So my question is, what does TikTok want to do with your data? That's what the CEO was trying to explain today on Capitol Hill.
Yes. What is everybody else doing with our data?
Selling it to the highest bidder.
Thank you.
Yes.
Facebook got accused of doing it already.
Yeah.
Did they not?
Yeah.
Google's been accused of it in the past 2 years, have they not? So
yeah, and Ted, with the field that you're in, you're already flooded with information on the black market.
Yep.
Or the dark web.
Yep. All the above.
All the above.
Crazy.
So I'm not even calling him wrong. My only thing is...
So is there a double standard? Because Meta does it. Google does it.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's the thing.
And that's my whole beef. I understand what they're saying about TikTok. But y'all targeted in. What about everybody else? Y'all just went after Google last year, I believe.
Yeah.
I think like Mark Zuckerberg is already like deaf because they keep going in his ear about it. And I mean, I know like he was under a microscope about that. Before Elon bought Twitter, what's his name? Yep. He was being investigated about that.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's the reason. Yeah, you got to run it down the line. Yeah.
But they're going after TikTok because now it's like the most easiest one to get on. Like you can have an account at 9 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now I like what he said about the aim for the children. I agree with that. There's a lot of kids.
Mm-hmm.
When y'all gonna go to Snapchat?
Oh yeah, Snapchat too. Yeah.
Yep.
Kick Messenger. We ain't forget about Kick Messenger.
Yeah.
We're doing that too.
Yeah.
Well, like I was saying, this isn't just about TikTok, if you ask me.
WhatsApp is under the Facebook umbrella.
Yeah. All of them. But that's a very accurate statement he made. I can respect what he was saying and where he was coming from.
Okay. Next question. Well, it's not a question. It's a segment. Mr. B, it's your time. What's scheduled to happen this upcoming weekend in the world of combat sports?
Cool. So, all right. Tomorrow, Friday morning, we got a card from one. You got one Friday fights 10. That's taking place at around 8:30 in the morning. Um, featuring mostly Muay Thai bouts. There'll be 2 MMA bouts, about 10 Muay Thai bouts. Catch that on YouTube early in the morning. Um, they offer real good quality fights, man. Um, a lot of nasty Muay Thai action, mainly in the mornings. Last Friday they had really good Muay Thai guys. Some old school folks. So they got this. At night though, that's the bigger card. So it's one fight night 8. It was supposed to be Superlek versus Rod Tang. A battle between 2 respectfully decorated kickboxers. Superlek has like over I think 150 200 Muay Thai bouts. Collected a lot of championships along his way. He's going up against Rod Tang, who's a young guy, but respectively a monster in his own right. Unfortunately, Rod Tang got injured, so they pulled out. He pulled out of the fight. What's even crazier is that wasn't even supposed to be the headliner. The headliner was supposed to be a heavyweight bout between Arjan Buller and Anatoly Malenkin, but Arjun Buller's playing games. One has a very big deal going on here where their heavyweight champion is trying to cut deals to have an extended contract and a whole lot of silliness. But there's a legit injury that happened of some sort, so they pulled that out. So instead, Superlek is going to be on here, and he'll be fighting Danielle Minnie T. Williams, who's moving up from 115 or 125 to fight Superlek. Minnie T is a dynamo knockout artist in Muay Thai. We'll see how he does. On top of that card, on top of that fight, we have the one atomweight champion, the Muay Thai champion, Alicia Helen Rodriguez, fighting the interim atomweight Muay Thai champion, Janet Todd, who's also the one atomweight kickboxing champion. So it's pretty much to unify the Muay Thai titles. If Janet Todd wins, she'll hold both the kickboxing and Muay Thai championships, which will be insane because the only person to do that besides her, I think, was Stamp Fairtex. So that was gonna be pretty dope. We also have former Road Fighting Championship atomweight champion and Rising atomweight champ Sohee Ham fighting as Itsuki Harada, who's a young up and comer for one of one's stars in the lower divisions. She's pretty solid, man. They also got Akbar Abdullayev and Kido Yamakita. My fault. Also, my homeboy is fighting on this card as well. Alex Silva, the jiu-jitsu monster. So that's what's going to be taking place on Friday. Now, there's also LFA that's taking place too. You can catch that LFA 155. That's on UFC Fight Pass. This one event's going to be on Prime Video. But unlike the last event they did, which was kind of crazy because it leaked on the YouTube. So if you were able to catch the stream through the prelims, you might be able to steal the free joint on through YouTube. If not, then you have to get Prime Video. I'm just giving y'all a heads up. So lock into the prelims because you might get the actual Prime Video card on the YouTube. And you know what I mean? That's lucky for you. So be on the lookout for that on Friday. Saturday. UFC Fight Night, as you see this logo behind me. Marlon Chito Vera is fighting Corey Sandhagen in San Antonio, Texas. Yes, this card is a big deal. UFC Fight Night, man. Fight night, San Antonio. So yeah, It's number 3 Marlon Vera versus number 5 Corey Sandhagen. Marlon Vera is a dude who's been climbing up the rankings for quite a bit. Currently slept my boy Dominic Cruz with a nasty 4th-round head kick. Corey Sandhagen's trying to get back on the rise again. He's been at the top of the mountain, 1 fight away, just can't get it. Really skilled dude, rangy, just in your face, high output, high volume. Marlon Vera, he's a dog. Nasty main event. The returning Holly Holm is here, number 3 in the women's bantamweight division, fighting number 6 Yana Santos. Yana, formerly known as Yana Kunitskaya, got married to Thiago Santos. Now she's Yana Santos. Recently just had a baby. Congrats. They got married too. Congrats on that. Holly Holm, former UFC bantamweight champion from way back. When was it? Like 2015 or so? 2015, 2017. It feels so long ago. But she was it 2015, 2017? No, it was a little before that. A little bit after. But yeah, she was known as the head kick. The head kick. The lady who head kicked Ronda Rousey ended the show.
Oh,
that's Holly Holm.
Oh, I remember that. Everybody know that.
Yeah, so she's back here, man. She's been doing her damn thing. She just signed a 6-fight contract. Now, things to know, Holly's 41 years old. But Holly looks fit as hell. Yeah. And Holly gonna go out there and do her damn thing. So big respect to that. A featherweight fight that's on this card too as well. Number 15, Nate Landwehr, representing the area, representing Tennessee, going up against Austin Lingo. That's gonna be a barn burner. Do not miss. We also have the women's flyweight bout as the returning Macy Barber, number 13, faces number 11, Andrea Lee, KGB Lee, known Muay Thai practitioner, but also pretty good in her jiu-jitsu. Macy Barber, high-level jiu-jitsu practitioner, but now has been working her wrestling as well as her striking. So we'll see how that handles. And we also have number 6, Alex Perez, back against number 9, Manel Kape. Alex Perez, former title challenger, came through from the Contender Series. Really good wrestler coming out of Team Oyama with Carla Esparza and the former flyweight king Ian McCall. One of the best flyweights to not join the UFC until he joined the UFC. But Alex Perez been good, but he's got a little bit of a skid, man. Take a couple losses, had that title opportunity, but lost it. Recently got dogged by Alexandra Pantoja, going up against Manel Kape. Now, Manel Kape comes from American Kickboxing Academy. Right. He's from is it from Portugal? Yeah, from Portugal. Really strong takedown defense. Really good kickboxer as well. Won the Ryzen bantamweight title from Kyoji Horiguchi. No. He beat Kai Asakura. There you go. He beat Kai Asakura because Horiguchi was injured. There you go. He lost to Horiguchi. He did beat Kai Asakura. There you go. He beat Kai Asakura in the rematch. There you go. So, also loaded up with a whole bunch of other good fights on this card as well. Oh yeah, we also have Chidi Njokuani, brother of MMA veteran, also UFC veteran, you can say. Anthony Njokuani fighting Albert Durayev. Durayev is a Russian, the Russian dude, Sambo, grappling, wrestle stuff. Chidi, really nasty kickboxer, man. These prelims are also loaded with some good fights as well. I won't go too crazy into them, but you could catch this on the ESPN and ESPN Plus app. But this is going to start at 4 o'clock Eastern, 1 Pacific, the prelims. The main card starts at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Also, before you get into that, though, on Saturday, earlier, PFL Europe, 2023 regular season. This card is actually going to be on the Zone. Yes, the Zone. Yes, they do have a deal with ESPN as well. So if you don't know, they've opened up something real big where they're going to be working between the Zone and ESPN. that went through this whole thing with Jake Paul and his super fight deal and all that other craziness. So yes, PFL fights will be featured both on ESPN Plus as well as the Zone. So this card will be on the Zone though. PFL Europe taking place in Newcastle, England. A lot of fights, a lot of good up and coming fighters. There's very few high experienced fighters, but it's to showcase what's going on in the European section of the world. You know what I mean? But two important fights for you to pay attention to. Besides the main event between Simeon Powell and Muhammad Amini. Amine is 5-1. Powell is undefeated at 7-0. Is the co-main event between Malin Hermanson, who's 5-4, against Dakota Dicheva. Now, Dicheva is undefeated 7-0 out of England. Her mom was a world-class kickboxer, and now her daughter is here as a world-class kickboxer who's decided to take her talents to mixed martial arts. So far, she's shown to be a terror in the cage, man. Combining her kickboxing / Muay Thai skills, along with a little bit of takedown defense and some solid footwork. Young, but monstrous. The card looks to be pretty solid, so if you want to check that out, you could check that out, man. We also got some boxing that's going to be going on too on Saturday. We also, what we got? We got Jose Ramirez versus Richard Comey on ESPN at 10 o'clock for the junior it's a junior welterweight bout. There's no titles on the line. I forget. My fault. But yeah, Comey's been a little bit, he was up there. He was a little bit back there. He's catching his rhythm. Good fight against a guy like Ramirez. I look forward to it. BT Sport got a WBA Continental middleweight title fight between Nathan Heaney and Jack Flatley. There's also a fight on Sky Sports between Lawrence Okoli versus David Light for the WBO Cruiserweight title. Do pay attention to that. We have Yokasta Valley versus Jessica Basulto. That's on Black Prime. If you actually paid for a Black Prime subscription, that's where it's gonna be. I don't know nobody in my neighborhood owns a Black Prime subscription. I'm sorry. It is what it is. I'm sorry to say that, but come on, man. Wow. You thought y'all was gonna get us. Y'all thought y'all was gonna get us with that Terrence Crawford. Nah, you wildin', bro.
Wow. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, Black Pride, man. Also, yeah. Also, shout out to who is it? Our boy Adrian Broner. He's supposed to get a fight. I think he's gonna get a fight on there against Victor Ortiz, and it's promoted by Don King. I do not joke.
Broner is fighting.
Adrian Broner, I forgot exactly when, is going to be fighting Victor Ortiz.
Oh my God.
And it's going to be promoted by Don King. And I think he's going to be on Black Prime. Yes, you heard all that correctly, people. You heard all that correctly. My mind exploded. This happened like 2 weeks ago when I found out about this. My brain exploded, literally. I said, how is Don King still in boxing? And Adrian Broner is signed to him now. And you dug Victor Ortiz from wherever little place he was at. I don't know what's going on, man. But, yo, the fight that we need to talk about definitely is this Benavidez plant. Now, we got a situation here, y'all. David Benavidez is fighting Caleb Plant for the interim WBC World Super Middleweight title. Now, David Benavidez has been a two-time WBC Super Middleweight champ. This is him holding the interim. Caleb Plant has been a former IBF Super Middleweight champion. Both of these guys are on a collision course to possibly fighting the one guy again in Canelo Alvarez. Now, David Benavidez needs this win here. David Benavidez is 26-0. Caleb Plant is 22-1. For David Benavidez to really get that shot against Canelo, and everybody's saying if there's ever a person who could beat Canelo right now at middleweight, super middleweight, is David Benavidez. So, that's the fight that's going to go down on Saturday. A lot of trash talk. You can go watch those all accesses on Showtime. You can watch them on Showtime, the YouTube channel, Showtime's YouTube channel, to see all that craziness. This all happened years ago where Caleb Plant pushed Jose Benavidez, tried to punk Jose Benavidez, and David got upset. And since then, this thing has been brewing for like 5 years now. So,
right.
So, this is high heat, man. High heat. Nasty trash talking. Oh, man. But they got some good fights on the card, too. Cody Crowley versus Abel Ramos. Chris Colbert versus Jose Valenzuela. We haven't seen Valenzuela a little bit either, man. Joey Spencer versus Jesus Ramos. Kevin Gonzalez versus Jose San Martin. There you go. My fault. Marcelino Lopez versus Orestes Velasquez. And there's a couple other fights on here too, but I won't drag those along. In other sidebar news, we know that Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia is happening, but Usyk and Fury talks have died. They died. They have officially been buried. We don't know if they'll ever come back. It is very sad. It's very tragic because it went from we got to do everything we can to bury this man to, okay, fuck it, we're not going to do this at all. You own 1 or 2 titles this guy has, Fury. The lineal title, and I forgot what's the other title he's holding. Usyk has all the main titles, the important titles.
Yes.
Usyk took a 70-30 split to have this fight done. And still there's a problem on Fury's end about getting this thing done.
It's supposed to be about how much money it is. It ain't the split, it's how much money's in the pot. That's what it sounds like.
But a 70-30 split. He said, I'll take the 70-30 split. We got a rematch clause. Fury don't want no rematch clause. Talking about it's all or nothing, no rematch clause. Because you know there's a chance.
You're getting too old.
Well, if he needs more money, just ask Mayweather.
So that's the thing that happened. He talked a lot of trash, and now all of a sudden the fight's done. There's nothing going on. And just when I thought that fight was going to happen before we see Crawford and Spence, but that's what's happening, man. So Loma and Devin Haney's going to happen. Kambosos is supposed to come back and have a fight in Australia, I think it is again. What is Shakur Stevenson? We ain't hear nothing from him yet about a fight, but I think he had a fight booked. I forgot who it is, but we'll talk about it next time. But that's all, man. That's all. We done here.
Thank you for that thorough update.
Triple S.
Yes, sir. I have to shorten that down, but that's how we do. Yes, sir.
Brian, could you help us with if you could share your thoughts with the difference between barbecue and grilling?
Barbecue is where you're just cooking with smoke. Grilling is you're cooking with fire. So when you're cooking with smoke, you just, whatever your heat source is, wherever you have that, you put whatever you're going to smoke, you put it on the opposite side and let the smoke cook it for hours on end.
Okay.
Yeah.
We have an article up here, and I'll just state some of the items from the outline. The 4 major differences between grilling and barbecue involve, and Brian, you will, since I would say, well, Tony cooks. But I would say you are the resident expert on this.
Yes, he is.
Number one, heat. The most obvious difference between grilling and barbecue is the amount of heat involved.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah,
Number
because
two,
like if you're
meat used. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, because depending on what type of what if you're using charcoal or if you're using wood or if you're using a little bit of both or using pellet, the amount of heat, especially if you're grilling, because the hotter it is for the grill, the better the results.
Got it. And what about for those people like myself that like to cheat with propane?
Just make sure make sure it's hot enough and just go from there.
Type of meat used. Different cuts of meat require different levels of heat to cook properly. Yes, no, maybe so.
Yes. Chicken and pork cooks faster. Beef takes a little bit. When I worked at a steakhouse, they kind of give you like a time limit on an average on depending on like say for steaks, depending like if you want it rare, then that'll be like a minute to 2 minute. If you do it medium rare, you're looking about 4 to 5 minutes. If you're looking for like well done, it's further, just depending on how you want it cooked. Time does matter. But the type of meat, it's definite because chicken goes quick. Same thing with pork chops because I guess the texture of the meat, and like seafood goes real fast.
Okay.
I don't recall the last time I grilled any seafood except for like shrimp on skewers, but most of the time if I do salmon or cod or anything like that, I just put it on a skillet.
Okay. And the last one, smoky flavors take time to develop.
Yes. So it's like it depends on it does. Depending if you're using charcoal, if you're using wood, if you're using like that char wood where you got like wood kind of like coated with charcoal, and then the pellets. But after a few minutes, kind of like with after a few minutes, then the flavor will start getting out. Yeah.
Okay.
It takes a little bit because you're not going to smell it at first till after 2 or 3 minutes. Then you're like, there it is.
Okay.
Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Tony, you drive the highways and byways, correct?
Used to do a lot. What you got?
For you, we have tips for avoiding car damage from potholes. Though it didn't snow that much in the Northeast this past winter, with it now being officially spring, potholes are everywhere, Tony.
Facts.
Yep.
And I think it's going to sound crazy. With a little bit of snow we received, it's even more potholes everywhere.
Shout out to New York.
Yeah.
Says many potholes are caused when water seeps through soil under the pavement and then freezes and thaws and weakens the road. This may cause the pavement to crack, which, when combined with the weight of vehicles driving over the road, eventually turns these weak areas into potholes.
Potholes in my lawn.
Yes, sir. So, Tone, we would like your take on these tips that can help that can help you handle potholes safely and may even minimize the impact to your car.
Maintain a safe distance between your vehicle and the car in front of you so you can easily spot the potholes ahead. Agreed, because if somebody hits a pothole and you're following too close, not only are you going to go right into them, you're probably going to wind up in that hole as well. Double accident. You asked for it. Use caution. Use caution when approaching puddles of water. There could be potholes and hiding. Big facts. It's like black ice. If it's raining and the whole road is dark, you won't see the holes, especially the heavy rain. And we all know that. As a native of New York and being on the roads, we all know this. Number 3, if you can avoid hitting a pothole, slow down before you hit it. Firmly grip the wheel to avoid losing control of the vehicle. You want to slow down. You want to try to center it, if not go around it. Going around it isn't necessarily the best thing to do, in my opinion, because the lanes are so narrow. I will say that about New York specifically, and I will be New York biased on this because those are the roads that I'm thinking of more than anything. Speaking of power sound devices, Smart Driver USA supporters of State Farm. Y'all check that out. What's number 4, Ted? Inflate your tires to minimize the impact that the hitting the pothole can have. That damage. Okay. To minimize the impact that hitting the pothole can have on your car, ensure your tires are inflated to the manufacturer's recommended level. Facts. Car suspension. Ensure your car suspension is in good condition. Yes, because not only will you have the pothole, you will have an uneven road.
Yep.
That's true. Report potholes. Y'all have fun with that. Go ahead and put that on Waze.
Yeah.
Damage to look for. There are some signs your car may have sustained damage after hitting a pothole. One or more deflated tires. Facts. Severe cracks or bulges in the tires. Facts. Dents in the wheel rims. Absolutely. The vehicle shaking and pulling to the left or the right, which indicate an alignment problem. Absolutely. Fluid leaks. Absolutely. Odd noises. Yeah. If the pothole did cause damage to your vehicle, maybe a good idea to call your insurance agent to see if your auto policy may help cover some of the repair costs. And based on the fact that a bunch of y'all got liability instead of full coverage, go ahead if you want to.
Yep.
That's the speed version. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
But also too, but like you got to keep your eyes staying attentive too. Like you got to keep your eyes active every 2 seconds, because if you keep, you get tunnel vision, then all of a sudden your eyes get lazy.
Peripheral vision. I agree, Brian.
Yeah.
Peripheral vision is huge. They teach you that when you get your driver's license. A bunch of y'all forgot it.
Yeah. Some of you fools that want to drive with your car smack dab to the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like when I worked in the oil field, we had to go to Oklahoma for like the track part training, and when we were doing the road test, we actually had to do a verbal dictation. Like you're driving, and you have to because they want you to do look ahead. You can just say intersection yellow, about to turn red. There is 2 cars in front of me. Current miles per hour right now is 25. The weather is clear, no debris, no animals or people on the sidewalks. We had to do all of that. And then it's like you had to constantly look over, nobody on my right, nobody on my left. There's 2 cars behind me in the rear. So they pretty much, the main practice was to stay attentive at all times, because you don't want your eyes to get complacent and sleepy.
Okay. I have a confession.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
Number 6 on the list, report potholes. I actually called up the village. I called up my village to let them know there was a pothole on my block. And I wanted a ticket number. And it's been 2 weeks. Do you think that pothole has been filled? Yes or no?
No.
You're one out of 2 million potholes in New York City. Let's be real.
Facts.
And I've been out of New York 40 years. Let's be real.
Yeah, I got 2 of them on my block, man. I got one that's right there in the middle of the street. I walk out, I can take 7 steps. It's right there. There's one down the block.
Go ahead and get you a leaf, put an ant on it, and watch it float.
Yo, it's crazy. They don't care, man.
Wow. I was thinking of taking it one step further. I saw, I know, I was on TikTok, and I saw steps on filling a pothole.
Sand.
And I was going to give them, because now it's been officially 1 week. I was going to wait and probably by Monday, Tuesday, go out there and fill the pothole.
I found that it's not wise to leave your garden unattended because I. Shane, if you do not explain that you stole my words of fame that I wrote on my rhyme sheets.
So are you saying that you guys think I should stay in my lane?
Nah, man. Be proactive.
Dude, I feel like just going out there, taking my gravel and my sand and just filling up the pothole and just
it won't be hot enough. You got to have that hot gravel.
Well, I mean,
this is what you do. You watch the weather. You get some hot gravel and some sand. You watch the weather. About an hour before it rains, lay it down and put some cones around it so nobody drives over it. And then when it rains, you'll be good. Save the city some money.
It bothers me. Tone, that's how we know we're getting closer and closer to get off my lawn.
I'm already there. I don't want no company. I don't feel like cleaning up behind nobody. And if I cut the grass,
I don't want to be bothered.
Word.
You don't want to be bothered.
I don't want to be bothered.
I don't blame you.
You know, but when I say and do stuff like that, everyone's like, "Oh,
nah."
All right.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. It's like you speak out. You're like, hey, this needs some attention, and then nobody listens. But then when you finally take action, oh, now we have a problem. But you've been I've been patient, I've been polite, but still nothing was done. So the moment I take matters in my own hands, oh, now that's a no.
Yeah.
Hurry up and wait.
Crazy world we live
in.
That's a fact, though.
I got one last question for you. What's holding up Rodgers to the Jets?
The suspense.
Here we go.
I read an article on FoxSports.com today, and we get it. We know it's never easy to trade a quarterback, especially an elite one with a Super Bowl win on his resume.
Brian, what are you doing?
This win was what, 12 years ago?
Yeah, Super Bowl win was 12 years ago.
Yeah.
You know, but after 18 years, it's like the Packers are ready to move on.
That's what they did with Brett Favre.
Yes, a la Brett Favre. So I just want to know, in your eyes, I mean, what is it outside of trade compensation?
Duration for the money. They got to make sure he's going to be there at least 2 to 3 seasons. One season.
But is that money a money issue, or is that, you know, draft picks? You know.
Let me go ahead and jump on that. And I wanted to get you out of here in a reasonable amount of time. I'm gonna narrow this down to 5 minutes as best as possible. Give up their draft picks with the team they have because most of that roster is within 6 seasons. Let's go to the injury side. 2 of your running backs that you just recently drafted had previous injuries. You're going to have to look at. You got wide receivers. You just brought in some older guys. Their biggest problem right now would be injuries taking up the majority of the offense that's in place. I'll give them that. They could pick people later on in the draft that'll come into play. You can also have midseason trades, which could help you cover any injuries that pop up. I'm not sure about offensive line issues. That's the one thing I did not look at. If we got offensive line issues, that might be the other problem. But they can draft them. If you got Aaron Rodgers up there and he's going to get you through the postseason, I'm quite sure they have people that they can pick up. Now, there's going to be some some contract reconstructions. Everybody can get their money. I think Mecole Hardman He's going to have to prove his worth this season with the Jets. He didn't get a chance to break out with the Chiefs, and he's a decent receiver.
Flash in the pan.
He can also do special teams. I'll go out on a limb and say he just might be the Tony Pollard of that team. Because he will go for his the same way Tony Pollard was, because Mecole Hardman hasn't had a chance to break out yet. The Jets had a good season. Brett Favre was actually going to add 3 games to what they had last season. So whatever their record was last year, put a +3 on it just to start. If they don't make that +3, then we're going to have an issue. And I will say, damn near with injury, they should still make 3 extra games of what they made this past season. Somebody tell me if I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm waiting for all of y'all on TikTok.
I don't think you're wrong. I'm just thinking they're caught up on the Jets are caught up on, is Aaron Rodgers not worth a first-round pick after all?
Oh, you know what I didn't think about? He's not going to have the freedom he had in Green Bay. He was running things. He ain't going to run things in New York.
What are you talking about? They hired his OC. They're going to let him call plays.
Yeah.
Come on, Tone.
The Jets don't never let nobody run things. We know this. What's the last quarterback that ran things in the Jets?
Vinny Testaverde in 1998.
Thank you. 20-some years ago. 25 years ago. Thank you. And how did that work out?
Well, I talked to my 2 coworkers that are from New York that are fans of the opposite teams that you guys root for.
Mm-hmm.
He said it don't matter. He goes, the Jets are irrelevant anyway.
Tell him I said he's a falsehood and I want to see him Sunday.
So I'm just a messenger.
I mean, is it all that dead money that's going to wind up on the Packers?
That might be the other issue.
For a cap hit?
I would tell the Jets take all that money off there. Take the money from the Packers.
Is the juice worth the
squeeze? 3 seasons. Full control. If he doesn't help the Jets in 3 seasons, he'll be the bust they've been swearing he is.
Yeah.
But do you believe in your heart of hearts that he'll make it 3 full seasons in New York?
I believe he can,
because,
yes.
Hold on. He's the king, and he is, slightly eccentric. I was going to initially say weird, but I'll say eccentric.
Weird. You just said something.
He's intriguing.
With Kyrie.
He's interesting.
Yeah, he
right?
is Kyrie level. He's Kyrie level.
He is Kyrie. He is Kyrie level.
Jeez, what's good? They got to make sure he's not going to pull a Kyrie. I didn't think about that. I stand corrected.
Yes.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, he is Kyrie.
Because he will do that.
Yeah.
Right.
He'll sit out. He'll go on vacation. He'll do that. He likes his travels.
I was throwing age out of the equation. I did throw age out of the equation. That'll be my
He does like his travels.
Yes.
To get his mind right.
And he's gonna work on his retirement real soon.
Yeah. Green Bay, Wisconsin is a big difference
than New York
City.
Yes. He will.
I mean, granted, yes, they do play in New Jersey, but the entire New York market is going to be chasing him down. And he won't be able to sit on his weekly cushiony Pat McAfee appearances.
Yeah, and New Jersey weather is the same as New York weather.
Yes.
It is. It ain't Green Bay weather, but it's enough. We got a problem. I didn't think about the Kyrie aspect. He will deny a vax, if you will.
When everybody
Brian, what's your thoughts on Aaron Rodgers being the keynote speaker for a psychedelics conference?
I think that's a good thing, considering the fact that it's very helpful to a lot of people that deal with a lot of mainly mental health issues.
Okay.
Because a lot of positive studies to where people use it for PTSD, anxiety, depression. But the clinical studies have been very, very positive, and I mean that's good because, especially with the NFL, you know, it's a very physical game. Your body takes a huge hit, and you know, if psychedelics help your body heal and everything, then I mean, I think that Aaron Rodgers would be a good person to talk about it.
Okay. I mean, it's you're getting the full package when you get Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
You know, so what are your thoughts on rumblings about potentially Odell Beckham Jr. joining the Jets?
I would like it. I think it's 100%. I haven't seen anything to the contrary.
What about Ezekiel Elliott potentially joining the West? When did the Jets become officially a destination that all the free agents wants to come to?
Thank you.
What did that happen?
They got an upside to their market. Dallas was the top of the market. The Jets, the only problem with the Jets, and I'm going to go ahead and say this, the only problem with the Jets was based on the interview Rex Ryan did with Real Sports about 5, 6, 7 years ago. They had everything in place to go to the Super Bowl. Then it just started getting rid of people.
Yeah.
And he said it. He was about to cry. He said we was right there. They just started getting rid of people. He almost had to get up and walk away.
Yeah.
That's the only problem with the Jets. They were about to go with Sanchez. Y'all know that, right?
Yeah.
They was about to go to the Super Bowl with Sanchez.
Yeah.
Everybody talked bad about Mark Sanchez. All you remember was the butt fumble. You don't remember the AFC East Championship games.
He was playing.
He was doing it.
Yeah, we remember in 2009, 2010.
All you had to do was get him some more damn thermal, warm up his hands, and we'd have had ourselves a Super Bowl ring because they were beating the devil out of the Patriots. We were celebrating life. We were liberated. We went from the Boston Tea Party to the New York Coffee Party.
Word.
He ain't had a decent quarterback since.
Right.
No.
Brett Favre.
And on top of that,
big ups to Brett Favre. He did the damn thing. It made it look easy. Touchdown. Win. He gets to the playoffs. He's like, yeah, we here. We was about to go.
What were you gonna say, Brian?
I mean, I would say with Aaron Rodgers possibly going to the Jets, and a lot of guys want to go to the Jets, is because they feel that probably working with Aaron Rodgers and collaborating with Aaron Rodgers, they feel that, yeah, I could get a ring. It's the same with the NBA. Like, people would anywhere LeBron goes, they want to go because they feel that they could win a ring.
Yeah, but they ain't been doing it.
Well, I'm just saying, it's just, to me, I think it's the ideology behind it.
Yeah.
Just like way back when the Lakers were so hot, you had an all-star team wanted to join the Lakers. Yeah, Karl Malone, Gary Payton, all these guys wanted to be a Laker just because Kobe and Shaq were there. They thought they could win a ring.
Yeah.
Which you had an all-star team and still did not make it.
Yeah.
Same with the Yankees. You had an all-star squad. You know, they're like, yeah, we could do it. We got these key players. Nope.
The Yankees had a few rings, but not all the rings they were supposed to.
Yeah. Look at Brian trying to take digs.
What?
Brian trying to take digs. Yeah, you see? He thought he was low. He thought we didn't know this.
Celebrate your Astros in your corner.
Holy shit, man.
So when do we think I was about to say Favre, Rodgers to the Jets gets done?
I would say within a month.
Is he going through a bidding war? Is my next question.
Right now, no.
Do you predict a bidding war to happen with other teams?
I think the Jets are bidding against themselves.
That's not good. How many other teams
They're
want
bidding
Aaron
against
Rodgers?
themselves.
How many other teams want Aaron Rodgers would be my next question.
Yeah.
That's a good question.
How
I
many
think
other
that
teams-
money, the $60 million a season, that's scary for some people.
Okay. He wants $60 million a season when he goes to the Jets.
He's contracted right now for $60 million a season.
Ooh.
Who can afford that besides the New York Jets, ladies and gentlemen?
Dallas?
Probably.
But I doubt they'll give
Hold on,
up
I'll be
Dak
right back.
Prescott. I doubt they'll give up Dak Prescott.
Why not? I mean, they're not fully invested in Dak.
Brian,
Yes.
at my
But
most,
they already dished out in Dak. I don't think they're going to give out.
yeah, they're invested in Dak. I'm gonna go ahead and say this, Brian.
Mm-hmm.
Would you all take him down there in Houston?
I would say yes and no.
Give me the no, please. JoJo, you get in on this too, damn it.
I want to hear his why. I want to hear his why.
The thing about it is, it's like, would his heart be in it, or would he just be there for a check like most
You're
of
gonna
the
be there for a
athletes?
check. You're gonna be there for a check.
Yeah, because like all these other key players that even with the Rockets, the Astros, and we get all these good players, but then like they do well elsewhere, but then when they come here, they're just like, I'm just here to collect the check.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Yeah, basically.
Who else?
I think
Who else can afford that money?
Honestly, I just think it's Dallas, really.
We're forgetting
Yeah,
somebody.
yeah.
I brought this up originally, but the $60 million a year opened up my eyes. So
$60 million a year.
I'll give you another definitive location.
What, Cleveland?
No. All they need is 1 season, 2 seasons, right?
Atlanta?
No. That would be good. That would be good.
that would actually work. Yeah, that would.
Tampa?
No.
Now Seattle.
San Francisco? They can afford it.
They can afford it.
And
Ain't he from there?
And he's from the Bay Area.
Didn't I
Yes,
bring
he
that up
is.
before?
yeah, you did. You did.
Yep.
Yeah, Sunday.
I'm not even being funny. We got to go viable outside the
Very,
Jets. This is all hype. He's from there. Who can afford it? And they only need it for a couple seasons to get a ring. The 49ers.
Yeah, Kyle Shanahan is an offensive genius.
Yep.
They got Brock Purdy, Sam Darnold, Trey Lance.
Yeah.
They ain't got room for Aaron Rodgers.
Yep. And you got Chris. You got Big Chris.
Jeeves, I like that. Seahawks. I want to say no. I think it just came up and it was flipping through my head. My original thing was
You got
no.
Geno.
They got Geno, but who else they got?
Damn.
They just had some. Wait a minute. They did just pick up somebody. Who else did the Seahawks get, Jeeves?
DK Metcalf. That's about it. That's the only one else I could say.
I mean, QB wise.
Oh.
Talk about QB. Shout out to Jimmy G going to LA.
Shout out to Geno Smith for getting that fat money. Drew Lock was who it was. Yeah, they got room for Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
They got room. And they got money.
The brothels giving Jimmy G some incentive.
Yeah. Now, I'll be real controversial. If he go to Vegas, it's a wrap.
Yeah, he won't be able to control himself.
If he go to Vegas, it's a wrap.
Who that?
Aaron Rodgers.
Oh, man.
It's a wrap.
It's not happening.
And they ain't going to the playoffs. I'll call that out. He'll go there. They'll make a monster regular season and do something ridiculous in the playoffs.
Hey, just win, baby.
They'll win during the regular season. They'll win during the regular season. They got a squad. What they missing? A quarterback.
True.
Yeah.
We got to put these numbers right. I'll be real dangerous. He go to Minnesota.
Oh yeah, because Kirk Cousins is on borrowed time.
But Kirk ain't gonna give up that starter position either.
No.
Minnesota, you want a ring? And you in a dome? He ain't got to play in that weather.
The team
behind
Cousins, man. That's why.
Carson Wentz is up for grabs. Matt Ryan is up for grabs.
Ain't nobody care about no Matt Ryan.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. If we go outside of the Jets, what are the other problems? Who can afford that money?
Right.
Who can afford to pay him that money? The Jets got to work things out. And I'm gonna say this about the Jets: y'all got the money to pay him.
Oh yeah, I don't think this is a Jets Aaron Rodgers issue. I think this is a Jets Packers issue.
Great. Who's gonna give Green Bay their money?
Word.
Not even being funny.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's be real difficult. Could he go to Detroit?
The Lions?
I don't know.
I mean, it's probable because
but you got to remember, Green Bay needs to sign off on these deals, Tony and Brian.
As a swap.
Yes.
As a swap. Now, who wants to go up there and deal with that weather is the other question. Nobody. Y'all can have the frozen tundra.
I tell you this.
Yeah, negative 10 degrees.
Nah. Now I'm reaching too far. I'm throwing that line out too far. I ain't doing that. No. I ain't doing that. I almost said something that was ridiculous. No.
Wait,
you got to hurry up. We got to wrap this up.
What? You brought it up.
Buffalo. Swap him for Josh Allen.
Oh,
they're not giving up Josh. They're not giving up Josh Allen.
I don't think about who can deal with that weather.
Goodbye. Allen is the franchise. He's the franchise player on the team.
When you get the franchise tag, don't they trade you faster?
Yeah, but they gave him the bag already.
Yeah.
That means they can afford it.
Oh shoot! I just got.
They put that franchise tag. You tradable.
Oh man, so Tony Pollard is screwed.
I can't believe they put the franchise tag on that man. That's fucking bonkers.
Tony Pollard is screwed.
Ted, you frozen, bro. We had an hour and a half, gentlemen. We need to wrap this up.
An hour and a half?
Ted is frozen.
Ted laughed himself until he froze.
Exactly.
Like,
I ain't gonna be crazy. Brian, where can we find you? Go.
Snapchat at Thailander_F150.
Gotcha. JoJo, run them.
Cool, man. Catch me on Twitter. New Year, same B at Mr. B 1986. You see it at the bottom there. Catch me on OK Live, man, on the weekends. I stream fights. Whenever there's fights going on, I'm there. OK Live account is Mr. B. I got a picture of Laura Sanko as my profile pic. And catch me on Fridays. That's Fridays. 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific on YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch with the homie Mike Copenaver, a.k.a. Cope's Corner, man. Cope's Corner MMA. Both with a K. Cope and Corner. Yep, we talk about fights. We give you bets, picks, all that good stuff, man. That's that.
You can find me on Linktree, Tony D. Original. I want to shout out to the AFC South, my man Mike Patton. Shout out to G's, Mr. Twix, MR_TWIXXZ on Twitch. Holla at him.
That's the homie Jeeves.
Ted got to go. I ain't falling for your trap. The camera is down already.
Yo,
what's good? I'm trying to hold it down for you. I ain't got director control, bro.
Yeah.
You good for real.
My bad. I don't know what just happened, but
I've been running this with you for 2 years, man. I already know.
You know.
I already know.
You can tell.
I could tell.
yes, sir.
Are you good?
Did Brian let us know where we can find him?
Brian did. JoJo did. I gave everybody their shout outs, and damn it, you can find me on Twitch, TONYTON72. You can find me on Instagram, TONYTON72. You can find me on Twitter, TONYTON163. You can find me on TikTok, TONYTON19723. He tried it. I did it. Y'all made me sick. Holla at
you. Should I sign up on MySpace again?
Oh my goodness. I'm the real Ted Hicks, and we are out.
Peace, y'all.
Good night, y'all.